It all started in the dismal year of 2005. On the third day of the first month, as I was playing with my friend, I got whisked away to a cold, dark cell. An hour felt like a day as they pounded me to confess to a crime I did not commit. My friend and his mom soon became my foes, as adding their accusation to the pile of cases that police already had on me. I told them I did not do it. They made me say I did, but I swear I did not do it. Now, try as he did, my grandfather could not help. You see, my parents were drunkards, and I'd been passed between orphanages so much until my grandfather finally claimed me. I was told I have a psychological disorder. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I don't know what that means, but... Oh, a butterfly! It's pretty! Wait, I was saying something. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I remember the first case judgment. I was only 12 years old. Okay, now.
The Savaski District Court is in session in the case of Blokhin versus Savaski District Police Department. The head of the Savaski District Police Department of Novosibirsk has applied to the court with a request to place the applicant, who has been registered with the Juvenile Inspectorate as a delinquent minor since 4 January 2012, in the Temporary Detention Center for Juvenile Offenders for 30 days. On the 14th May 2003, the applicant committed an offense proscribed by Article 161 of the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation. However, a criminal case was not opened because he had not reached the age of criminal responsibility. On the 24th July 2003, the applicant again committed an offense prescribed by Article 213 of the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation. A criminal case was not opened because he had not reached the age of criminal liability. On the 27th August 2004, the applicant again committed a criminal offense under Article 161 of the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation. A crime was not opened because he had not reached the age of criminal responsibility. The applicant was placed in the Temporary Detention Center for Juvenile Offenders for 30 days. The minor lives in unfavorable family conditions, in which his grandfather is responsible for his upbringing insofar as possible. The applicant's parents are alcoholics and have a negative influence on their son. Before the grandfather was given guardianship status, the applicant had lived in an orphanage and studied in school number 61. At the material time, he studied in school number 163, often played truant from school, and stopped attending school entirely from December onwards. Given that the requisite control over him is absent, the minor spends the major part of his day on the streets committing socially dangerous offenses. The applicant's representative, the grandfather, objected to the applicant's placement in the temporary detention center, having noted that the applicant had not committed a criminal offense on the 27th December 2004, as he had been with the grandfather at a doctor's surgery for an examination at that time. The prosecutor asked the court to accept the request and to place the applicant in the Temporary Detention Center for Juvenile Offenders, taking into account that the documents presented by the applicant's guardian did not confirm that the applicant had been at a doctor's surgery on the 27th December 2004 at 1 p.m. or that he had been unable to commit the criminal offense, particularly taking into account the applicant's personality and the fact that he had already committed a number of offenses. Having heard the parties, to the proceedings and having examined the material submitted by them, this court considers that the request must be allowed for the following reasons. The applicant is registered in the database of the Juvenile Department of the Police. He was previously placed in the Temporary Detention Center for Juvenile Offenders for behavior correction, but did not draw the proper conclusions and committed further delinquent acts. The preventive measures put in place by the Juvenile Inspectorate and by the guardian have not produced results, which shows that the applicant has not learned his lessons. This applicant must be placed in the Temporary Detention Center for Juvenile Offenders for 30 days for behavior correction. The court takes into account that those circumstances are corroborated by the statement made by the applicant, who did not deny that he had committed an offense on the 27th December 2004. Having taken these circumstances into account, the court finds unsubstantiated and far-fetched the explanations by the applicant's guardian that the applicant did not commit the offenses on the 27th December 2004 and 3rd January 2005. Having regard to the above-mentioned facts and ruling under Section 22, subsection 2 and subsection 4 of the Minors Act, the court grants the request of the head of the police department and desires to place the applicant in the Temporary Detention Center for Juvenile Offenders for 30 days. Court rise.
There's many things that you can describe as beautiful. This was by far not one of them. For the 30 days that I was in detention, I only saw the sun twice. Twice. In an empty room filled with no furniture or no sports equipment and no games. All we had was our hyperactive imagination to picture what the sun might look like on the outside. And school? Well, 20 of us were taught the same thing at the same time, regardless of our level of education or our age. This institution seemed to have a thing for teamwork, but not in a good way. You see, when one person was punished, we were all punished in a group. And in a space filled with so many hyperactive wrongdoers, imagine how many times we were punished in a day. As if that group work were not enough, we were not allowed to pee unless we were in a group of 3. Now, any boy can be able to hold his pee back, but me, with my bladder condition, I was still expected to wait for 2 boys before I was allowed.
Question over there. Could you please comment on the case against you concerning the detention centers, the quality of the detention center?
Is this thing working? Okay. Listen, I mean, on that issue, this young delinquent is basically claiming that our facilities are inadequate and that we abuse them. I mean, they have 24-hour access to the toilets, unlimited access to the toilets. They have 5 meals a day. They have games nights and days and sports days, and it's so much fun. And I mean, he claims that we abuse them. I'm so confused. Abuse them? Corporal punishment? Us? Never, ever, 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 ever. I mean, really, juvenile inmates are claimed to be required to do heavy, strenuous work. I mean, we would never require that of our juveniles. We expect them to come out of this place better people and, better for society. So, I mean, can someone just, make it clear to these people that...
And to add on what my colleague had just said, there are also these allegations or assumptions that the delinquent suffered from or suffers from enuresis.
The government should just want to make it clear from this point that we knew nothing about it. He did not submit any paperwork, any medical report of any sort to substantiate this. So, yeah, we don't know anything about that. Question over there, ma'am.
And I thought you take medical history before the delinquents are taken into the detention.
Well, yes, we do. We've got medical doctors, nurses, and we also have a pediatrician that assesses the children when they come into the center. But unfortunately, due to a lot of administrative issues and prescription periods expiring, we lost the applicants' files. But I'm pretty sure that the nurses and the medical practitioners and the pediatrician can come and testify and elaborate more on how good the government takes care of these children and their medical needs and everything.
Would you like to comment, give your take on the proceedings of the case at the moment?
Well, you see, the case is still currently pending in litigation processes, so we can't really go into much detail about the exact details of the case. But I mean, just for purposes of the sitting, we just like to clarify that the government, under all circumstances, tries to protect and, rehabilitate these children. So all these allegations made against us aren't true. I mean, we even have educational supervision for corrective conduct, so that's a progressive measure in addressing these societal issues that these kids face. So just take it easy, man.
And just to add on what my colleague was saying, as much as the case is ongoing, we have no authority at all to give any input or any insight of the case, because what we are here to do is just clear the government's name so that the society can still trust us. I mean, we take care of these children and we do not want any of these allegations to tarnish our name. Thank you.
Lies. All those are lies. I got out of the detention center sicker than when I got in. The hospital was my home for almost a month. Everything they just said is a lie. And my grandfather, my old grandfather, he had to make sure that justice was served, but unfortunately, they don't dish out justice on a silver platter. So he got tossed about from court to court, from discontinuation of the case to missed hearings because we were never informed. I watched my grandfather grow older every day until I decided to bring it to the European Court.
Welcome to HRDA FM, where your music is your vodka. And taking a quick look at what is going on Twitter, I can see that the very contentious case of Blokhin versus Russia, which is being presented to the European Court, has caught quite a flame on the tweet feed. We have different organizations telling us about what they think of this case. So just go ahead and hashtag Blokhin versus Russia and you will be part of the conversation.